If you're enjoying this Med Prep to Go Step 1 podcast, you can now get the content along with the content of the Crush Step 1 podcast ad-free in one bundle. Just go to medprep2go.com and find our new subscription podcast called Med Prep to Go Step 1 Bundle.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite, obey your thirst.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire wrong. So then I'm doing IT, and when I go to plug the servers in, they become sentient, and they won't let us access our network unless we forward their chain emails and memes to more and more and more people, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant finds and invites best-fit candidates to apply, so you can discover talent you may have missed. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
Every Who down in Who Newville liked the holidays a ton. But where to get great prices on gifts, they had no idea. None. They searched and they searched for great gifts under $25. Gifts for spouses and friends and even their toddlers. When suddenly one Who shouted, Walmart has what you want, knowing they have Lego, Tree Hut, and low prices to flaunt. So they enjoy the holiday season as Who's often do. Cheering and shouting, Walmart has incredible gifts. Who knew? Find gifts they'll love under $25 at Walmart.
This is Dr. Ted O'Connell with the Med Prep to Go Step 1 QBank podcast. Today we'll be reviewing 3 microbiology questions. Just a reminder that you can find these questions and many more on our website at medprep2go.com. If you have feedback or you'd like to get involved in contributing to this free online and audio QBank, please contact me at ted.medprep2go@gmail.com. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to this podcast, give us a review, and let your friends know about this project. All right, let's get started with question 1. A 16-year-old boy presents to the emergency department with complaints of several episodes of bloody diarrhea, stomach cramps, and weakness since yesterday evening. He also says, I am constantly feeling like I have to go to the bathroom, even when there's nothing left to pass. He has recently returned from a vacation in Nepal. He is currently not on any medication. Vital signs are temperature 38.6 degrees centigrade or 101.4 degrees Fahrenheit, blood pressure 88/62 millimeters of mercury, pulse 127 beats per minute, and respirations 25 per minute. On physical examination, the lower abdomen is tender to palpation, and there are increased bowel sounds. A complete blood count reveals the following findings: hemoglobin 9.5 grams per deciliter, and total leukocyte count 15,000 per cubic millimeter. ESR and CRP are elevated. Stool analysis is positive for fecal leukocytes and blood. Stool culture yields green colonies on Hectoin agar. Which of the following best explains the pathogenicity of the most likely causative organism? A. Active efflux of electrolytes from the intestinal epithelium into the lumen. B. Evasion of host immune response by the neutralization of hydrogen peroxide. C. Exotoxin-mediated depolymerization of the host cell actin cytoskeleton. D. Exotoxin-mediated inhibition of mitogen-activated protein kinase, or MAP kinase, signaling. E. Invasion of microfold M cells. The correct answer is E. Invasion of microfold M cells. This patient has shigellosis, as suggested by sudden onset bloody diarrhea, and tenesmus, the sensation of repeatedly wanting but being unable to pass stool. And he also has a stool culture positive for Shigella. There are green colonies on Hectoin agar. Shigellosis is a form of bacterial diarrhea caused by the Shigella species. Shigella flexneri is the predominant serotype in developing countries, including Nepal, which the patient recently visited, while Shigella sonnei is a predominant serotype in the United States. Transmission is mainly fecal-oral. Classic symptoms include bloody diarrhea, tenesmus, and other gastrointestinal symptoms. In this patient, the positive stool culture on hectoin agar confirms the diagnosis. Hectoin agar is a selective medium for Shigella, produces green colonies on hectoin agar, and Salmonella, which produces black colonies on hectoin agar. An important step in the pathogenesis of shigellosis is the invasion of microfold M cells by the bacteria. M cells are specialized intestinal epithelial cells found primarily in the Peyer's patches. After invading the cell, Shigella uses the host cell's actin cytoskeleton to propel itself from one cell to the other. Answer choice A, active efflux of electrolytes from the intestinal epithelium into the lumen, is incorrect. The bacterium Vibrio cholera attaches to the intestinal epithelium and produces a 2-subunit AB exotoxin called the cholera toxin. The B subunit binds to the intestinal epithelial cell, and subsequently the entire toxin is endocytosed. Once inside the cell, the A subunit constitutively activates the GS pathway, increasing the intracellular cyclic adenosine monophosphate, or cyclic AMP, concentration. This results in the active efflux of sodium and chloride ions from the cell into the intestinal lumen, leading to a massive efflux of water as well. Cholera classically presents as self-limited watery diarrhea. Answer choice B, evasion of host immune response by the neutralization of hydrogen peroxide, is incorrect. Hydrogen peroxide is a reactive oxygen species produced by neutrophils to kill invading microorganisms. Certain bacteria, such as Staphylococcus aureus, possess the enzyme catalase, which neutralizes hydrogen peroxide by breaking it down into water and oxygen, thereby protecting the bacteria from oxidative stress. These bacteria are termed catalase positive. Shigella does not possess catalase and is catalase negative. Answer choice C, exotoxin-mediated depolymerization of the host cell actin cytoskeleton, is incorrect. Clostridium difficile produces exotoxin B, which depolymerizes the actin cytoskeleton of intestinal epithelial cells, leading to enterocyte necrosis. This leads to the formation of the characteristic pseudomembrane that covers the intestinal mucosa. Clostridium difficile causes pseudomembranous colitis, characterized by watery diarrhea, classically in a patient on broad-spectrum antibiotics. Answer choice D, exotoxin-mediated inhibition of mitogen-activated protein kinase signaling, is incorrect. Bacillus anthracis produces an exotoxin called the lethal factor, which functions by cleaving MAP kinase, a signal transduction protein which regulates cell growth. This cleavage induces cellular necrosis, leading to the formation of the characteristic skin lesions of cutaneous anthrax, black necrotic skin lesions surrounded by a ring of erythema, called black eschars. The key learning point here: shigellosis is a fecal orally transmitted infection characterized by bloody diarrhea and tenesmus. Shigella species form green colonies on hectoin agar. Invasion of microfold M cells is an important step in the pathogenesis of shigellosis. Question 2. A 25-year-old woman is transported to the emergency department by emergency medical services with multiple injuries from a motor vehicle accident. Her vitals show blood pressure of 80 over 50 millimeters of mercury, heart rate of 150 beats per minute, and respirations of 27 per minute. Physical examination shows multiple abrasions and obvious deformities of the right wrist and right knee. There is an ecchymosis of the left upper quadrant of the abdomen. A CT scan demonstrates a ruptured spleen. The patient is taken to the operating room and she undergoes a splenectomy. After the surgery, the patient is counseled on the importance of vaccinations against encapsulated bacteria. Through which of the following mechanisms does the spleen protect against these organisms? A. Collective cord of Billroth filtrating system. B. Fast ligands of T cells binding, leading to caspase activation. C. Macrophage receptors recognize and bind with bacteria capsule antigen. D. Opsonization of bacteria with antibodies, which are then phagocytosed by macrophages. Or E. Spleen lipase reacts with bacterial liposaccharides. The correct answer is D. Opsonization of bacteria with antibodies, which are then phagocytosed by macrophages. The spleen is the largest secondary lymphoid organ in an adult human and is made up of red and white pulp. In the white pulp, infectious antigens are presented by antigen-presenting cells to activate T cells and B cells, which eventually leads to the production of opsonizing antibodies. Encapsulated bacteria are able to evade the immune system due to their unique polysaccharide capsule. However, opsonization of bacteria with antibodies makes them visible to the immune system. After opsonization, macrophages, dendritic cells, and neutrophils are able to phagocytose antigens and clear infection. Answer choice A, collective cord of Billroth filtration system, is incorrect. The cord of Billroth system makes up the red pulp. They filter blood and cause phagocytosis of infected erythrocytes, which helps to form a defense against intraerythrocytic parasites such as babesiosis and malaria. Answer choice B, fast ligands of T cells binding, leading capsase activation, is incorrect. This is the mechanism of apoptosis of normal cells via the extrinsic signaling pathway. Fast ligands on activated T cells bind to fast receptors on the cells to initiate apoptosis via caspase or protease enzyme activation. Answer choice C, macrophage receptors recognize and bind with bacteria capsule antigen, is incorrect. The capsule of encapsulated bacteria is made up of polysaccharide, which helps the bacteria evade complement deposition and phagocytosis by cells such as macrophages. Answer choice E, spleen lipase reacts with bacterial liposaccharides, is incorrect. This is the splenic mechanism for protection against gram-negative bacteria, not encapsulated bacteria specifically. The key learning point here, the spleen has many functions, including 1, filtration of old and abnormal erythrocytes and platelets via splenic cords in the red pulp. 2, iron recycling and storing. 3, extramedullary hematopoiesis to assist the bone marrow to compensate for hemolytic situations. And 4, infection prevention by phagocytosis of the filtered blood and production of opsonizing antibodies.
Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, our holiday you're saving.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. This season, enjoy spacious, comfortable rooms and friendly service when you book with Hilton instead. Hilton for the stay.
Here's my 30-second story with Guinness. As soon as my sister and I get home for the holidays, we don't even unpack. We head straight to our pub. The bartender already knows our order, Guinness and fries. We laugh all night, catch up with old friends, and walk home with faces sore from smiling. It's one of my favorite nights of the year. That was my 30-second story with Guinness.
Guinness Draft Stout. Please enjoy responsibly. Imported by Diageo Beer Company, USA, New York, New York.
Question 3. A 7-year-old boy presents with his father to the pediatrician with a 4-day history of sore throat, nausea, and fever. He has otherwise been well, does not have any chronic medical issues, and is up to date on his immunizations. His younger sister was kept home from daycare last week for strep throat, which was confirmed by a throat swab. Physical examination is significant for a temperature of 100.8 degrees Fahrenheit, exudative tonsillopharyngitis, and an erythematous, finely papular rash over most of the body. Which of the following additional physical examination findings is most likely to be present at this time? A. Additional macular rash with asymmetric curved borders. B. Cardiac murmur. C. Red and bumpy tongue. D. Subcutaneous nodules. Or E. Twisting movements of the extremities. The correct answer is C. Red and bumpy tongue. This describes a strawberry tongue, which is a feature of scarlet fever. Scarlet fever occurs due to infection with erythrogenic toxin-producing group A streptococcus and classically presents with a fine sandpaper rash. Circumoral pallor may also be present. Of note, Kawasaki disease can cause similar symptoms and should always be considered in this differential. Answer choice A, additional macular rash with asymmetric curved borders, is incorrect. This describes erythema marginatum, which is a sequelae of rheumatic fever. Rheumatic fever is defined by the Jones criteria and typically appears 2 to 4 weeks after infection with group A streptococcus. These patients require long-term prophylactic antibiotics to prevent further complications. Answer choice B, cardiac murmur, is incorrect. This is a component of rheumatic fever. Answer choice D, subcutaneous nodules, is incorrect. This is also a component of rheumatic fever. Answer choice E, twisting movements of the extremities, is incorrect. This describes Sydenham chorea, which is a component of rheumatic fever. The key learning point here, in contrast to rheumatic fever, which arises 2 to 4 weeks after group A streptococcal infection, scarlet fever co-occurs with primary infectious symptoms and is characterized by a sandpaper rash, strawberry tongue, and circumoral pallor. Okay, so that's it for this episode, but please do check out our other episodes. And a reminder that you can find this content and much more at medprep2go.com.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. Mm-hmm. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.